Sport in Bercy. We've dealt with the heats, we've dealt with the first repechage round. I think it's going to be time for a semi-final. And again, we have 12 riders, 6 of whom will go straight through to the final, and 6 of whom will have to go to the last chance.
And it's very unlikely that the last chance will involve McGrath, LaRocco, even Guy Cooper. And even probably Ryan Hughes, but there's Fred Bollé and Yves Demarie in there, and Frédéric Vial. So all our leading French contenders that the crowd will have been willing, as noisily as this all night, will be desperate to get through. There's Yves Demarie.
And it is ear-splitting in the Palais Omnisport. You cannot hear yourself think in here. That's not the bikes, it's the PA and the noise the crowd make.
It's actually more comfortable having headphones on in this place. It does actually deaden the sound a little bit.
Yeah, I think three nights without ear protection must do wonders for the ear doctors in this country. It really must. Now then, again, 6 men go through, 6 men go to the last chance. Number 1, McGrath is here.
Number 9 there beside him, Rhino Hughes. Number 5 on the other side of him. You could possibly say his predecessor as world champion, should McGrath take the world championship everybody's expecting him to. Although after last night when he was beaten into 3rd place, who knows? Anything's possible. Number 8, Chico Chiodi, representing Italy. But principally, of course, himself.
Yes.
Look at the knobbles on that tyre that give the drive through the dirt. There's a nice swollen view of them.
Yep.
And here we have the brave lady. She's much braver than the man with the checkered flag who stands to her right there. He really does get out of the way when those boys are flying over his head.
Yeah, he's nearer the straw bales than she is as well. He lets her run further than she does. Not gentlemanly.
That French gentleman.
Yves Demarie, obviously, as you'll gather from our camera work, the man the home crowd expect to deliver the goods. And really, he's been quite good in his repechage, very impressive, but he's been utterly out of control in his heat races, so we don't really know what to expect, do we?
Well, he had the out of control, the messed up heat, the excellent repechage. Could we be due for another mess up, Julian? We'll just have to wait and see. Yves is not predictable.
He's number 6 on the left of your picture, but number 30, Jones again. Whoops!
And LaRocco was caught in that pile-up on the inside of that corner. So LaRocco now downfields.
Oh, Ryan Hughes was also in that pile-up. Guy Cooper was sticking it to somebody there. I think he gave Fred Bollé, number 15, a real, here's my front wheel.
Well, it's worked because Cooperman's come out ahead of Vial. Demarie's in there in 4th place, so he's in a solid 4th place. Bollé's 6th. At the moment, the 3 leading Frenchmen are in the top 6. They're where they need to be. Do they know it? That's the question. McGrath leading.
Surprise.
2nd, 30, Mike Jones. Guy Cooper, Frédéric Vial, Yves Demarie and Frédéric Bollé.
A symmetry about that is quite pleasing. The 3 Americans who expected to be there leave the cliff wall. Civil war there, Vial really getting hairy. Number 14, pushing past Demarie in the biggest possible.
I don't think so much pushing past as just finding his bike, parking it sideways in front of him. And there's Guy Cooper beautifully out-jumping Mike Jones, doing what Mike Jones doesn't do quite as comfortably to other people as Demarie rushes past Vial. Demarie's on a charge here. The way he was talking after he won that repechage, he wants to win more, doesn't he? He's getting very aggressive.
And you can tell how...
And he's done it again! He did that last night! Too true. Yves Demarie plummets into the straw bales. What on earth is he playing at? It looks like, judging by the steam coming out of that exhaust, he split it. So it could well be that Yves is out of this and has given himself another last chance.
You break there, Yves, normally.
If you're trying to go around that left-hander, you do. I wonder what on earth.
He did exactly the same thing last night.
That was an action replay of last night.
Yeah, astounding. Guy Cooper, meanwhile, we're looking at there, in front of Fred Vial, who was left to carry the tricolour for the French fans.
He's carrying the tricolour, and behind him now is Mike LaRocco. Look at the charge that LaRocco has got on now. LaRocco absolutely on a blinder, determined to come up through the pack after being taken down in that first turn.
And he goes past Bollé.
Frédéric Bollé getting everything wrong. Now the whoops catching the Frenchmen out when they were looking so comfortable early on.
And it was LaRocco who was on the floor at the first corner, who has come back. There he is, chasing number 30 Mike Jones now. There's Bollé going through, and number 34, I think Philippe Dupasquier was there as well, looking comfortable.
A beautiful wheelie as Guy Cooper powers out of that right-hander in front of Frédéric Vial. Inevitably, we're seeing quite a bit of Vial because the French cameras seem to like him. Number 5, Guy Airtime Cooper, showing us why. 32-year-old, last year's world champion. He's not going to be world champion again this year, but the crowd will love him nonetheless for that.
Let us not forget that Jeremy McGrath, number 1, is leading this race, by the way. Well off the front. Remind yourself, number 1, just disappearing out of the stadium, is leading by a mile. That's Bolle we're looking at. The Frenchman who was expected by the local press to do more than anybody else.
Indeed, they were calling him the new Bale, unkindly. Number 3, Mike LaRocco, 23-year-old, twice an American motocross champion, 500cc in 1993, 250cc this year.
Here he is. Oof, that's a good
showing wide. Wait, the way that he stopped that bike and got going again before Jones had even realised he was there. Superb riding. This is Mike LaRocco, so determined to win. Said he's had enough of second place.
And this so far is the ride of the day. This comeback from LaRocco off the floor to get back into what is at the moment a very safe qualifying position for the final. That is impressive. McGrath, well, the word impressive doesn't do him justice. He's off to the races. He's gone. He's disappeared. He's in the final already, I think, while these guys are still racing. And Guy Cooper, number 5, of course, we're not talking enough about. Here he is, currently in second with Vial chasing him.
And dear old Guy is joint 15th in the World Championship at the moment, but he's enjoying himself. He always does. He's got 16 points at the moment. The leader, Jeremy McGrath, has 69. But of course, we're not talking World Championship points until we get to the final. Second, incidentally, in that championship, would you believe, is Mike LaRocco. He must be feeling like an eternal second where Supercross is concerned. Second on Friday night, second on Saturday night, second to McGrath in the 250cc National Supercross Championship. Look at Guy Cooper, what great style across the woods. He's adopting the technique of skipping 3 or 4 of them at a time, dropping in a hole and skipping out again, but that's not as easy as it sounds. And look at LaRocco, sailing high across, trying to get past Vial, but not quite having the length and legs and drive to do it.
He is so aggressive, LaRocco, isn't he? He's got a name for not making the start anyway, having to charge through the field. That's his reputation. Turns so tight there, not good enough to get past Fred Vial, number 14, the Frenchman. And Vial still got Cooper in his sights, of course. Don't tell Fred that LaRocco's behind him. He's more interested in Cooper in front of him.
Notice how LaRocco treats this 250cc Kawasaki like a toy in a way. And one of the reasons could be that he loves riding Supercross on a 500. LaRocco likes to practice Supercross on a 500, so he finds the 250 fairly manageable.
And here he goes, beautiful, different line of the woods, well riding that left, all the way down the inside. He got past Vial, he must have blocked him out. Let's see them go, what's happening? Yeah, it looks to me as if it oops.
And Fred Bolle getting taken out by Rhino Hughes, who's also recovering from that first turn fracas. So it's suddenly Bolle is out of the qualifying positions, I think.
Rhino Hughes was the other guy on the floor with LaRocco in the first corner. So the 2 American Kawasaki boys have come charging back from a very, very bad start to this semi-final.
And Fred Bolle is heading for another repechage, the super repechage. But here's the man at the front. Here he is, the reigning national Supercross champion in the States. 9 wins in the mains out of 15 rounds this year. And just look how smoothly McGrath is riding. There's no hurry to the boy at all.
Compare how other guys do that very difficult section. There are many ways of doing that back straight section there, those combination jumps. McGrath just makes it look, what do you do? 2 here, 1 here, on the tabletop, 1 there now.
Oh, talk about relaxation. He's almost giving us not a lot to look at, which is why the cameras probably aren't spending as much time on him as it should.
Absolutely.
Jeremy McGrath just giving the crowd a look as he soars past, and here he is, heading for the checkered flag. Magnificent jump over the finishing leap and over the commentator's head. First place, Jeremy McGrath, and second place, amazingly, Mike LaRocco.
Definitely, what a comeback. Guy Cooper gets 3rd through to the final. Best ahead time, that was Fred Vial going through. Ryan Hughes also off the floor to go to the final. And Mike Jones, number 30, who we saw a lot of at the start of the race, he also goes directly through to the final. As you predicted, Jack, Bolle and the rest of them go to the super repechage. The final last chance of all last chances.
So that's 2 of the Frenchmen going to the last chance, the 2 main French.
Exactly.